You can have a selfie if you want. I'll sign your bare chest. Nah, I'll do it for fun.
Okay, Oli, how long do you catch carp and the rest of the fishes?
I've been fishing since I was 11 years old, so that's nearly 35 years now. I know it doesn't look like I'm that old, but yeah. I caught my first carp when I was 13 or 14, and yeah, from around 16 I fished pretty much for carp. So nearly 30 years.
What is your go-to rig and why?
For a lot of my fishing, I use a rig called the multi-rig, and a lot of this is because it's a very easy rig to tie. It's very easy to change the hook without having to retie the whole rig, and of course it's very effective. It catches you a lot of carp. So for me it ticks a lot of boxes. It's simple, it's effective, and it's easy to tie. Because I'm lazy, I don't want to tie loads of rigs, so I can reuse the same one.
How is your fishing going so far in this year?
This year has been okay. Last year was really good, so I think it was going to be difficult to do as well. But I've had a couple of 40-pounders and we've had a couple of good trips to Europe so far. And now is getting to me, for me, the best time of the year. So July and August, I love these months. For me, it's the best time for stalking, for floater fishing. So hopefully I will have an album full of fish in the next few weeks. We will see.
What's your goal now? Do you chase for anything or you just want to enjoy yourself?
I always want to enjoy myself when I'm fishing. It's nice to be able to catch big fish, but for me it's not the most important thing. It's important to me how they look. It's important to me the place that they live, that they're in some way a little bit wild. It doesn't have to be big, but you know, if they are fished for all the time by many people, it's nice to fish for fish that behave like carp, you know, and not chased. So yeah, that's important to me, but size ultimately is not the most important thing, for sure.
What do you think? What bait should we use in different periods of the year?
I don't really tend to change my bait too much. I use the citrus in the winter, but I also use it as a hook bait in the summer, and the Scopex squid all year round. I don't tend to change the bait so much, but I change the quantity. So in the winter I will be very careful when the water is cold not to put too much bait in. You're fishing for a bite from fish which are maybe not so hungry, so you have to be careful not to overfeed. In the summer it's different, you can get away with using a lot more bait. So yeah, for me it's more down to the time of year as how much I use, not whether I change it.
From your point of view, what does it mean to be a successful carp angler?
I think to be successful you must enjoy yourself. If you're not having fun, then you are definitely not winning. You know, it's very important. Forget catching fish. If you go home at the end of the session and you are frustrated and you are angry, then it hasn't been a success. If you go home and you are happy, doesn't matter if you've caught fish. If you can get on with your life and you can manage another week at work because you've had your fix, then you're a successful carp angler. In terms of catching fish, I don't know how long ago it was, but there was a point where my fishing changed and I was no longer happy just to camp, just to sit there with maybe a chance of catching fish. For me, it's very important that you are fishing on fish, that you have a chance of catching one. And so I think the successful angler will always put himself on the fish. It's not about so much rigs and bait, but location is so important. And the very best anglers, they won't waste time in a swim or an area with no fish in. They will always try and fish on the fish. So for me, watercraft and location, the very best carp anglers, they're very good at that. So work on that. Don't be lazy. Find the fish before you set up. And if there are no fish in front of you, move, find them, and you will catch them quickly.
Could you tell us a little bit about your carp fishing on Church Lake and your biggest carp? Okay.
The Church Lake is a very special lake and I've been lucky to fish it a few times in 11 years now. I've caught some lovely carp, some big carp, but my favourite And one fish that I really wanted to catch for a long time is the 4x4, which is the well-known mirror of the lake. It's the biggest one, and at its biggest it's been 56 pounds, over 56 pounds, which is 24 kilos, I believe. A big carp. And last winter, Alan and I, we fished together for 1 week of day sessions, and it was very difficult, but we managed to catch a couple of carp. And then about 3 weeks later, I came back with my friend Reedy, and we had another trip. And this time I catch the biggest fish in the lake on the first night. And for me, it had been very, very difficult that last trip. And although we'd caught carp, it had been so tricky that to catch one on my next trip and to catch such a special one, it meant a lot. It was cold still. It was still, winter. And yeah, the biggest carp in the lake, the 4x4. A little bit down, under 50 pounds, but it doesn't matter for me with a fish like that. It was one that I wanted in my album.
You had a chance to fish a few times in Poland. What are your thoughts about Polish lakes, Polish style fishing, and what do you think about Polish carp anglers?
I'd really like to return to Poland soon. I really enjoyed it. I was fortunate enough to fish some special places in Poland. You guys have some amazing lakes, you have some amazing big carp, and actually for the size of the country you don't have many carp anglers, so Poland is a bit of a paradise. I don't think you realise how good it is. You have big wild lakes, you have fantastic rivers, and a lot of fish. So yeah, I would like to return soon to Poland. Maybe I'll come later in the year and visit you guys. That would be good. You can show me some. I would like to catch a big Polish carp. I've caught 20 kilo, but I'd like to catch a big wild one. Carol was telling me about his PB from Public Lake, and yeah, this sounds exciting. So maybe we go soon, huh?
Yeah, definitely. And the last one: brunettes or blondes?
Brunettes.
Okay, Oli, so thank you very much, and I hope we will meet soon again. You have our invitation to Poland, of course.
Thanks, JJ. Thanks, Carol. You guys, it's been great fun the last 24 hours. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And
thank you for the river fishing. It's like
it was so, for me, it was so exciting. Next time, Carol, we will get you a barbel as well.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm really happy for this job.
It was so much fun. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, thank you, Oli.
Cheers, guys. Good luck.